Alright YouTube, so this is the tutorial I've been meaning to make for a long time, just never got to it because it's sort of basic, but here we go. So I want to show you how to get that Quavo AutoTune effect going, and also one major effect Travis Scott also uses to make his voice sound sort of deep and spread out. Um, anyway, so the Quavo effect first. So the AutoTune, you can use any AutoTune Live, Waves, Real Tune, or AutoTune effects will work. EFX will work. So go ahead and find the key to the song. That's the first thing you need to know. You need to be able to figure out what key your song in. There's lots of plugins out there you can use online. So figure out the key to your song, set the scale, and then usually settings are pretty much basically set up. The only two things you need to worry about, actually three things. You can turn on the syncing to host, or you can leave it off. I like to leave it off because I like to be able to mess around with pitches myself. If you turn it on, your pitches, well, AutoTune will sort of work, tweak your pitches based on the BPM of the session. So I like to keep it off. And then altotoner, as if you're not the greatest singer or soprano, is if you have some sort of harmonies and some sort of knowledge about singing and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep it on altotoner and turn up the retune speed all the way up. So key is one of the secrets. You got to make sure you're in the right key. And secondly, the biggest thing that people always fail to realize is he's using a lot of flangers and chorus effects on his vocal. So I'm gonna use a stock chorus from here. I typically use the stock chorus on throughout my recording sessions because they're just really good. So air chorus will work good. You can also use air flanger, which is also under modulations right down here. Both of them sort of serve the same purpose. More chorus is sort of more wet, and I like that better, and it gives me that. So the thing with chorus is how you're gonna set it up is you're gonna turn on the autotune. So now the autotune is on my voice as I talk. Hopefully it doesn't get annoying. Chorus, you want to turn it on, but you want to turn down your mix. By default, it's going to be like right here. First, you want to figure out the rate without touching any knobs. Mess with the rate to see which hertz you want it on. I like to have it on 30 hertz, 38 hertz, so it's sort of only affecting anything above that. And then depth by default is usually good, but you can mess around with it to see. Remember, the purpose of the plugins is to make it sound good, not go by physics or audio techniques. If it's gonna sound good, use it. Don't worry about whether you're doing it correctly or not. It doesn't matter. Just achieve the sound you want. So get that going, and then feedback is gonna control how much of this chorus effect you want the plugin to generate. So I sort of like to have it, like for instance, if I have set to default, I'm gonna drop my rate down to 38, and then 36, 38. And then feedback, I like to have it give that punch in the plugin. So I'm gonna turn it up. So as you can see, it gets super intense. It's almost sound like an alien. So I'm gonna put it down to like, I want to say like 19. Yeah, 19, 20. This is a good sweet spot for me to keep it right there. And then turn down your mix because you obviously don't want to sound like this. You want it to be there, but not too much, because this plugin is really gonna help drive that autotune smoothly. So put this after the autotune, not before, because if you put it before, then good lord, autotune is going to be all over the place. So put it after the autotune. And then a lot of times Quavo uses this distortion, which I'm going to show you here. What it does is it, by default, is going to, sorry about that, guys. So by default, it's super intense, right? But basically, what you're going for is those sharp edges in his voice. So look at this. Check out this pre-shaping knob. You see, as I turn it down, it makes it so much crunchier. And so once you have that, bring your drive down. You don't want it to be vocal to sound like that unless you're going for that effect. So put it at like 1 dB and bring your mix down so it still sounds warm and fuller, but it's gonna give it that crunch that they have on the vocals. So you see, with and without it. There's more that goes into setting up the mix, but I've shown in previous tutorials how I set up my mix. So long as you can just set up your mix, these are essentially the effects you need to create some sort of that auto-tuning effect. So let's turn on all these plugins, and lastly, we need that reverb. So let's get that reverb roll in too. So I'm gonna use the Verb Suite VSC by Slate Digital. You can really use any reverb, but this is one of my go-to reverbs because of how spacey it is. So I'm gonna do about -3 dB down on the bus. So this is my reverb, and I actually, believe it or not, I have it almost on default settings. The only thing I really changed was decay. I wanted it to like travel a little bit longer, so I did that, and then I brought up my dryness so I can still hear myself because I actually don't have a compressor on this mic that I'm using right now. So this is my reverb, and I have it down to -3 dBs. And then we're gonna use an H delay from Waves. Again, default settings, change it to ping pong effect. Turn on your delay and turn it down to -7.3 dBs or whatever, you know, sits in the mix. So that's the idea. So here, I'm gonna give you guys a quick singing tutorial. I'm not a singer or an artist, but for the purpose of this video, check it out.
Tracks today.
Check.
Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Whoa, yeah. Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Take you to the Neverland. Neverland. Whoa.
Purchase your tracks today.
Neverland. Neverland. Whoa. Neverland. Neverland. Whoa.
And as you see, you can actually make the mix crazier so it would sound more like smooth and sort of glide as we go. So check it out. I'm gonna turn it up as I do it.
Neverland. Whoa. Whoa. Girl, take you to the Neverland. 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 Whoa.
Purchase your tracks today.
So you got the idea. Now, basically, how are we going to achieve that Travis Scott effect? Obviously, copy over the autotune so that it's in the same key, same chorus settings. Now, the key secret is this plugin called Doubler by Waves. What this plugin does is it sort of lets you spread out the voice. So check it out here. Let's go to factory default. So I have it turned on. So as you can see, it's spread out. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go to the preset and go to dark fader. And now that the dark fader is on, turn this down. Turn this one off because I already have a vocal underneath. So here we go. Okay, there you go. You guys are hearing now. So this is the effect initially. And we want to drop the little low end. So this is the effect Travis Scott is using. Remember, go to the preset, go to dark fader or dark fader big brother, fader's big brother, sort of the same thing. I'm going to turn down my gain on this one because I don't have a compression on this, folks, right? Because I'm not in the studio right now. So yeah, this is the effect. Let's turn them all on and let's give you a little preview. Have a little reverb on that too.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yeah.
Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Neverland. Girl, I take you to the Neverland. Whoa. Girl, I take you to the Neverland. 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 Whoa.
Purchase your tracks today.
And here's that plugin just soloed out by itself.
Girl, I take you to the Neverland.
Purchase.
Okay, you guys got the idea. So this is how you create those effects, guys. Obviously, there's a reason why I'm an engineer and not the artist. So, but point of the tutorial was to show you how I created these effects. So I hope you enjoyed the video and this helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment. I'll feel free to, leave any suggestions or whatever you have, and I'll try to get back to everything. And, more tutorials coming soon. So keep in tuned, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial.